there, Applied AI Weekly readers. Welcome to issue 177. I'm Justin Grammons. I'm very excited to dive into some of the most intriguing AI articles from this past week. But before we do that, let's cover a few important updates. So first of all, don't miss my virtual workshop coming up on March 6th. It's entitled Let's Learn LangChain, and it's perfect for anyone to learn about LangChain and its impact on large language models. Additionally, I'm offering free consultations for business leaders on leveraging AI in your operations, so feel free to connect with me on that as well. Links to all of this information are in the description below. I actually released the latest podcast. The conversation was with Will Preble. We discussed heart center technology, so that's available at podcast.appliedai.mn. And of course, check out our Applied AI conference coming up on May 10th. Links to that are also below in the description as well, and that's appliedaiconf.com. So let's jump into this week's AI news. As you maybe saw, there were some oddities coming out of Gemini and kind of raised questions about AI's capabilities. So The Verge actually had a pretty decent report on this and kind of resetting our expectations from these technologies. Over at NPR, there's an excitement about AI agents kind of handling errands for you. This actually will be very much related to the workshop that I'll be doing on LangChain. And so it's really, really cool. So we'll be talking about AI agents and kind of how you can build your own personal assistant. But there's a really interesting article on National Public Radio that I cover in the latest article, or in this latest issue of Applied AI Weekly. There is Futurism.com. They basically shared some insights from Otter AI. Is the CEO there talking about AI avatars attending meetings on our behalf. So that's one of those things that, like, you know, we spend a fair amount of time in meetings. Could we actually have an AI attend on our behalf? And the Otter CEO, Sam Lang, says, yes, that's coming very, very soon. So Bloomberg reports on the increasing power consumption of AI. A lot of power consumption going on in data centers. And so there's a fair amount of environmental impact and power consumption going on around all of the energy that's needed. So really interesting article from Bloomberg. Huge thanks to Recursive Awesome for sponsoring us. They're experts in implementing AI strategies for your business, so check them out at recursiveawesome.com. 2024 is a critical year for AI. I have a really interesting article from The Verge with high expectations, and there's actually a fair amount of data there that's sort of showing what AI can realistically achieve. In fact, there's probably been some hype, for lack of a better term. Not too surprised there, but you know, there's a really interesting article talking about kind of 2024 might be the year of reckoning for that. Reuters actually had a really interesting article here talking about Reddit's AI content licensing deal with Google. It's a significant move as Reddit prepares for its own stock market launch, but it's a way for Reddit to essentially monetize a lot of the content that it has out there already. So really, really interesting stuff. Speaking of Google, they introduced their Gemma, which is a new series of open models inspired by Gemini. So you definitely want to check that out. I have a link to their blog there. And it just continues to kind of be more and more pertinent that a lot of these companies now want to allow open source solutions, which I think is very, very good. I'm a huge fan of open source. Lastly, Luminaire. It's a text-to-video diffusion model focusing on realistic and coherent motion in video synthesis. And so that is a really, really interesting article from VentureBeat. So you definitely want to check that article out as well. So kind of whip through these kind of quickly this week, but some really interesting things going on. You can, you know, check out all of this stuff if you haven't already at appliedaiweekly.com. So that's it for issue 177. From AI avatars attending meetings to new breakthroughs in model development, it's clear that AI is rapidly reshaping our world. So remember to keep up with our podcast, the YouTube channel, which you're watching right now. So please like and subscribe to that and all these upcoming events. I'll make sure that those are listed in the description below. And so thank you again for joining us and exploring the cutting edge world of AI, and stay curious, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.